Welcome to the Rewards Master Live on this Monday afternoon. Uh, Glad to have everybody here that's starting off with us tonight. Coworker 01 says, hey, coworker, good to have you with us tonight. Caldards is here, channel member. Hey, RM, about to take a chunk out of my platinum Resi credit. All right, going to a nice dinner. A chunk, you're not going to spend $100, or are you going to spend $100? So. I usually buy gift cards with it, so it's usually I can use the entire thing. So usually not an issue at all. Next we have Nuracan, who's here. Hey, Nuracan, good afternoon to you. Good to have you with us. And the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Mike Newland. How you doing, Mike? Good to have you here, channel member and a spreadsheet warrior. So thanks for being here, Mike, and the benefactor of many of your channel memberships through the years. So glad to have Mike here. All right, and then we got A-tier channel member. Hey, all, good to have you here, A-tier. Good to have you with us tonight. Dem is here, says good afternoon. Hey, Dem. Cold air, it should be around 50 or 60 or so. Save another chunk for later. Okay, yeah. Well, if you can find a Resi restaurant that I guess if you eat, I guess if we ate by ourselves, it'd be 50 or 60. But, if I eat by myself, but when Nona and I eat at the one we eat at the most with it, it's $100 for both of us. So can't really save any of it. Coder, hey, Coder, says, I get like 1.5 dinner dates at a local seafood place with my Resi credit. 1.5. All right. So it's about 60 to $70 when you eat there. Seafood place, man, I love me some seafood. So that would be awesome. I would love it more than Nona. She likes seafood, but she's more of she just likes other stuff. So, all right. Keg Tap is here. Says, hello, everyone. Sorry to hear about the rough travel day, RM. As a channel member, you heard my channel member only video today. It was a rough travel day. We were supposed to get back at 6 p.m., got in bed at 2 in the morning, and I had to be up at 5:45. So I had a rough day yesterday because of my rough travel day on Saturday. But I did get home, and I can talk a little bit more about it as we go. Mr. Chad's Money Minutes. We have a live together coming up. Chad is the guy that I most want to talk to probably over many, many others, just because even though I love so many guys in this game and girls, Chad is one who just speaks his mind. And I'm kind of all about that. That's going to be fun. And I think we can have a gentlemanly discussion and exchange. And I just respect him. So I'm excited. We're going to have a good show coming up. Michael Martinez Finance says, yo. Hey, Michael, good to have you with us. Sleepy Rod, how often are you still getting upgrades with AA? Almost every city executive card video I've seen of late is reconsidering the card or even canceling it because status is not what it used to be. Okay. Well, my first portion of my live tonight, because I'm going back to my old format where I go through the new developments, travel report, and centerpiece. So that's what the new development's going to be about. And I'm going to talk about this AA executive card. I mentioned it in a live last week because it was it just come out brand new. And now I've had time to really mull it over. And I think I'm going to have a different opinion, at least than the about 7 videos I've watched in the last couple of days on it. I think my opinion is going to be very different. So we'll get to that in a minute. But to answer the direct question, we flew 1, 2, 3, 4. There were 2 of us. We flew 4 legs on AA this last weekend, and we got upgraded we both got upgraded on one. She got upgraded on another. So of 8 total flights, because there were 2 of us times 4, 8 total flights, 3 of those were upgraded. And I mean upgraded to first class, a real upgrade. So we got 3 out of 8, and I'm platinum status. So not too bad. Not too bad. P-Mart Supermart, close to AA Platinum, 70K loyalty points. You are there. I think I'm at 66 right now. So I'm getting close to it again too, and then I'll switch over completely to Atmos. Family Travel John, hey all. Hey John, good to have you with us tonight. And I think that wraps up the comments that we've got so far. Let's see here. Got 28 people in here. That's good. That's good. 28 to start off after just 5 minutes. So that's great. Okay. So when I pull up our actual format for tonight, this is what I've kind of switched to over the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. And that is new developments, travel report, and centerpiece. Now, when it comes to new developments, as mentioned, I have really been mulling over because, as most of you know, American is my primary airline, and the American Advantage Executive World Elite MasterCard, it's a mouthful. Everybody acknowledges that. That card has been kind of a cornerstone of my wallet, because it is how I get my access to my Admirals clubs, and also part of the process of getting my status on American, because it gives status boosts. And those two things together, and along with the 10X on hotels through AA Hotels, has been a pretty significant part of my strategy over the last 3 or 4 years. So this refresh could very potentially have impact for me. And I will say, this is kind of intriguing even for me to consider this, but I was mulling over actually canceling the card or downgrading it probably to their Mile Up card, just to have a placeholder in case I wanted to upgrade back to this someday. And just getting some more limited lounge access from my Globe card, and also from our City Elite card. And I was just right on the fence about it. Even though I use this card, I go over 30 times a year to Admirals clubs. I go all the time. I mean, Nona and I both went into an Admirals club twice. So 4 visits to an Admirals club just this last 3 days. So we go into them all the time. And so, but the reason that I was thinking about canceling it is it's the worst card in my wallet as the high-end cards, as far as trying to get back the annual fee and refunds through those credits. It's the hardest card I got, because it just stinks when it comes to that. I mean, you have these credits that are so strange. You've got things like, you've got to try to get value from a Lyft credit. You got to use 4 times a month to get any value. Then you've got $120 for Grubhub you got to remember to use, but it isn't even situated like its competitors are. Like Amex credits are all based upon the month. So if you're doing a spreadsheet, you're like, well, during July, have I used this or not? No, not on this card. On this card, it starts at your statement cut date to the next statement cut date. So it's like wonky. I mean, you're like, have I gotten my credit yet? Well, I don't really know. It's the 13th of the month. Is that on this month's credit or last month's credit? I hate it. And then it has that $120 Avis or budget, I think, rental card. That one's fairly easy. So what ends up happening is could potentially, because I'm not going to use that dumb Lyft thing, potentially only get back $240 a year. And that's if I'm perfect about that difficult to use Grubhub. So really what it comes down to is I'm only getting like $200 back in refund on a $595 fee. So I was like, is it worth it to have unlimited Admirals clubs? I love it. I mean, to me, Admirals clubs are the best lounges. I know people are going to gripe about that. They are not the best quality lounge in the airport. Hardly ever, to be clear. But to me, the best lounge is the one I can get in, and it's convenient, and I can get in and out. And to me, the best lounge is going to be the one that if I got 45 minutes, I can be in and out and not miss my next flight. And that's almost always true with American lounges. If I had United lounges and I flew United all the time, I'd probably feel that way about that too. So I really value American Admirals Club lounges. but yet I'm like, it just kills me. I mean, just to not be able to get back more than maybe $200 on a $5.95 card. Now, I know there's value in the lounge visits themselves, more than the annual fee. I get it, but I want more value than that. So then this refresh comes out. Well, I'm going to tell you what I think about the refresh, but let me see if I've got any more comments before I do. There are 40 people in here. Please hit the like button. I can't see on here how many have hit the like button, but if you haven't, please do. All right, we got Money Miles Maven. If you go to Admirals Club 30X at $30 each, that's 900 value. Who cares about the other credits? Well, I do. I see your point. I really do see your point. And that is a mathematic equation that is very true. But I want to win bigger than that, because I would with Delta. I mean, the Delta Reserve, I got back more than my annual fee in credits every single year on the Delta Reserve, plus my 15 visits at the lounge. So yeah, it just hurts me that it's just so bad. I mean, as far as the credits, I'm not saying it still is, that it was. And I know when you add up the value I'm getting for the Admirals Clubs, sure, it's better. But wow, I'd really like to get back all those credits and those Admirals Club access just be gravy on top. Because, everybody in this game who watches me knows, for me, the number one thing in this game is victory, the game itself and winning. And I just really love that part of it. All right, Sleepy Rod, are Admirals Clubs really cheese cube buffets per frequent miler? I don't know. You know what we had yesterday in the Admirals Club? And Nona, who's kind of picky, she ate all of it. There was a macaroni and cheese that was outstanding. There was, let's see, what was, oh, wow. There was a chicken cordon bleu type of thing. It was like panko breaded, and I mean, it was good. I thought it was good, at least. Even Nona ate a whole piece of it. She thought it was good. There was a beef dish that was fairly good yesterday. There was a really good soup. It was like some kind of lemon something soup, and I was like, lemon soup? That ain't going to be very good. I ate 2 bowls of it. It was pretty good. So do they have cheese cubes? Yes. Do they have charcuterie board type stuff? Yes. Is the food always outstanding? No. Is it always as good as Centurion or definitely not Sapphire Lounge? No. But is it edible? Well, let me tell you, when they've got the guacamole or when they have the avocado toast bar, which they often do, I'm usually pretty pleased about that. No, it's not the best food in the airport, but I don't think it's as bad as just saying it's cheese cube buffets. Family Travel John says Admirals Club quality really varies between lounges. Some are very nice. Some are meh. Yeah, that is a very accurate description. Servicio, I think lounge access is undervalued too much. To act like that doesn't have a financial value is wild, but that's the problem with having too many premium cards. Sure. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't have a financial value, but it just, everything, to me, you compare things to their competition and it's not as good. What you're getting back isn't even as good as the United cards, and the United cards aren't good, but compared to Delta, it was really atrocious. I don't think it is now. I'll give you a hint, but yeah. James Tyler. Hey, RM. Hey, good to have you here, James. Good to have you in tonight. Okay, so let's go back and kind of compare what we've got on what I think about the new changes. So here we go. The refresh. Okay, the kind of the relevant things. There are other things to this refresh too, but it's 600 and I don't know why I put 696. That was a typo. 695. It has $100 more on the annual fee than it did before. So there's that. $500 AA vacations credit, Omni status, and free nights. That's Omni hotels, which they only got about 50 hotels. $180 lift. That's up from $120. $120 Avis and budget credit. That's the same as before. A new $100 in-flight credit, so you can use it on the plane or in the Admirals Clubs, I guess, for upgraded drinks or something. Admirals Club access, of course, it had that before. An additional status boost, so you currently get them at 50 and 90,000 points, and then you get some more in excess of that now. So really, it only helps you after, I think, you get to executive platinum. You get some of the status, targets after that. So you've got that. And also, I didn't put on the slide here, but it also gives 12x now at AA hotels, and it did give 10. 10x itself was really good. It was really good. Now it gives 12x. That actually made the card much more appealing to me. So my verdict on this. Well, I think the card, now that I've had time to reflect on this and look into AA hotels, also Omni hotels, and especially this $500 AA vacations credit, I really, really believe that this card is far better than it was before. I like it a lot more. In fact, I think it's probably a rival, at least for my travel situation, a rival to the Delta Reserve as far as its quality. And now it completely blows the United Club card out of the water. It's greatly improved for me. It returned $240 before. Now, that's not counting the lounge value. I get it. But $240 in value before. And that's if I got all the credits every year, which was iffy. Now, it will return $720 to $1,320. Now, how I'm doing that math is I'm going to be able to get that $500 in AA vacations because I go and speak on things. I go and consult. And I'm allowed to buy my own ticket and my own rental car or my own plane ticket and my own hotel, and I just get reimbursed. And I can do that through AA vacations. And it actually saves the person I'm going to work for, it saves them more money because it's a little bit cheaper than if you buy them separate. So it's a win-win. And then I'll get back $250 twice a year. That's going to be an easy $500 for me. Then the Omni status. I don't know if I'll use that. I've never even stayed in an Omni, but I did a little research and I could find Omni hotels for maybe $250 a night. If Nona and I did a little crazy trip, stayed in one for $500, then we get a free night cert that you can use at a hotel for $600 or $700 a night. So I don't know if we'll do that or not, but that's where the higher number comes from, adding in about a $600 value from that free night cert. $180 lift, not going to use that at all. Not factoring that into my potential return at all. Then you've got $120 Avis and budget. I'll still use that. I've used it every year. That's easy. $100 in flight. I usually use that on my Globe card in the first 2 or 3 flights because I usually tell the flight attendant I want 6 snack boxes at a time. So it's pretty easy to use. Admirals Club access, of course, I'll slam that like I have. And then additional status boosts, those are pretty much meaningless to me because I kind of stop at platinum status. I don't need to go any higher than that. So this is what it ends up with. It will now return me from $720 to $1,320 for a net $355 from before it was I had to pay an additional $355 for my Admirals Club access. Now it'll be receiving back over what I'm paying for the card, $25 to $625, not counting the lounge value. So, I mean, to me, it's just a lot better. Just a lot better. I mean, I think this card's a serious winner. Now, somebody could say, yeah, but it'd be really, really hard to use that vacation club's credit. I think for some people it will. But I get reimbursed for rental cars. I get reimbursed for flights all the time. And I think anyone, and there are a lot of jobs like that. My daughter's a lawyer. She gets to book her flights on her card and get reimbursed. She gets to book her hotels on her cards, get reimbursed. I think there are quite a few people who have jobs like that with reimbursed travel. So in other words, they're not using a corporate card. They're just turning an expense report. For somebody like that, I think this card is a big improvement. So tell me what you think. What do you think? Let's go back to some comments here. Got quite a few that have come in. We got 43 people watching. All right, coworker. In my humble opinion, Amex has the best credits out of any issuer. Yeah, I agree overall, but I'm thinking if this AA vacations thing works as good as I think it is, I think it's going to be easily hackable. And I think I'm probably going to like it pretty well. So we'll see. A tier, I have an Alaska lounge membership because I just want to get in. Okay. I don't have the right AA or Alaska cards yet. By next year, I'll rework my cards to not need it. Totally worth it in an airport. It is. And I mean, it's funny. I've never been in an Alaska lounge, and I've got 2 memberships to that because the Admirals Club membership that I get with my card gets me access to the Alaska lounges. Never been to an Alaska lounge. And then also I have the Summit card. I get 2 visits per quarter with that, but I haven't been to one. So A-tier, you really like the Alaska lounges. I'll have to check one out next time I'm wherever they have one. Family Travel John, in my opinion, the executive beats the Delta Reserve as a lounge card because it gives unlimited visits plus 2 guests, all your immediate family. It absolutely does. And that's why I'm saying that even as the total card, a total package, figuring lounge access, credits back, net return, however you want to say it, and when you factor in even status boost, I think it may be the top card. Before I always said Delta Reserve, even though it was held back because of only 15 visits and they only give you 4. I mean, Delta Reserve does give you 4 companion passes, for 4 people, but that held it back. Yet the card, because of that companion pass that you get for a Delta flight, that card was just so much better. But I'm not sure especially if you can use this Omni free hotel night. I'm not sure it'll be better now. I'm thinking the executive card from AA has caught up. At least it seems that way. A-tier, I probably go into a lounge 30 plus times a year for AA, and I can get my family in. The Sapphire Lounge is the only other one that I can do that. Exactly. I'm the same way. I think I would rank, we went into a Sapphire Lounge on our way to New York. To DC through New York. We went into the LaGuardia Sapphire Lounge, and Nona and I were super impressed. That place is really nice. The Sapphire Lounge was amazing. And we went to the Centurion Lounge also, right next door. And it's not as good. The Sapphire Lounge is crazy. And we get 2 guests every single time. I agree. A-tier, that Lyft credit is crazy. It is so dumb. It is the dumbest. It's in the running for the worst credit on any credit card. Family Travel John, Lyft credit is still garbage. Yeah. I mean, they could raise it to $30 a month. It'd still be garbage. Coder, I have so many hotel credits right now that I'd find these hard to fit in. Yeah. That you're talking about the Omni part. The AA vacations part. I mean, I got too many hotel credits too, but I don't use my hotel credits when somebody else is paying for me to go for work. Usually that's just paid for. So this is going to be good. This is going to be good. Charvicio, yeah. For the reimbursed traveler, I think it's probably the best top tier airline card, but those jobs are few and far between, right? I agree. Not everybody gets that, but for those who do, I think it's really good. PMAR, the AA vacations works for me since I like to do weekend trips, and the 250 is perfect for that. Yep, I think it's pretty set up pretty well for a lot of folks. YouTube experiment, Manic Monday, just got off work, driving to Wally World, and will use Built credit card to earn the 3x multiplier, as that's the best I got there. That's what I use at Walmart. It's the best there is. Well, there are other ways to game it if you know how to do it, but as far as just straight spending at Walmart, that's the best one. A-tier, Seattle and Portland have really nice Alaska lounges. Okay. Maui, no, as we've heard everywhere, it's the worst lounge in existence. It wasn't an Alaska lounge. It was a Hawaiian lounge before, but I guess they inherited a terrible, embarrassing lounge. It's so bad. Sleepy Rod, aren't you overspending for Omni credit? Well, it depends on how you look at it, because you could look at it this way. If you buy 2 nights at $250 and then you get a free night cert that seems to work at any Omni, and let's say you use it for a $700 night, well, then you're getting 3 nights for $500. And one of those is a really expensive night. So I suppose it's how you look at it. I mean, we stay in $250 night hotels anyway, often. So, it's how you look at it and what use case you have for it. Coder, really wish this came with a companion pass. Only thing I see that the Delta Reserve does better now. Yeah, that's true. The Delta Reserve has that, but this has the Omni, that free night thing. So could that offset? I don't know. I'm going to have to experiment with it in the next year and see. NerdCan, the Alaska lounges are very nice in PDX and SFO. And the staff is so friendly by far than any other lounge that I've been in. Okay. So PDX would be Portland, I think, right? And San Francisco. I'll have to check those out myself. I don't go to Portland very much, but I have gone through San Francisco several times. Okay, let me go ahead and get to the rest. We got 52 people watching. Please hit the like button if you haven't done that so far. All right. So the next slide is our travel report from our crazy trip to Washington, D.C. this last weekend. So we went on Thursday, came back on Saturday. So we do this often. We take about 3 international trips a year, or big trips. Sometimes one of those will be Hawaii. That's not really international, but, we count it. And we do several little just 2-night getaways. And we do it for a couple of reasons. Nona has her travel channel, so she likes to go to nice hotels, and we use our certificates, or we use, our credits, and we stay somewhere with FHR, whatever. And we get to experience that, and then we get to go to different cities. So this time we took a quick flight from Memphis through LaGuardia with just a short 1.5 hour layover, and then on to DC. We got there Thursday, had a fantastic time. So there we are on the left, upgraded to first class on one of our legs, both of us. So I was number 1 on the upgrade list. She was number 2. We both got the upgrade. And it was an upgrade because we started off in main cabin extra. So we moved cabins all the way up to the front. There we are on the right-hand side, standing in front of the Ritz-Carlton in Washington, D.C. We stayed there the first night. It was a good time. Nona loved it. She loved it. And then there she is. It was National Ice Cream Day, or maybe National Root Beer Day. So on National Root Beer Day, in the lobby of the Ritz-Carlton, they were making everybody root beer floats. Just come and get one. So we did. That was kind of cool. She was enjoying that. They also had like a thing in the afternoon tea, and they had the tea recipes of presidents' wives. And I don't remember, it was like, I don't know, John Quincy Adams' wife or something, that they had her tea recipe there. And Nona thought that was really, really cool. So we stayed in the Ritz the first night. So the second night, we went over to the Waldorf Astoria. So we used 2 free night certs on this. First night, we used our $85K free night cert that comes with the Ritz-Carlton card. Second night, we used a free night certificate from our Hilton Aspire card at the Waldorf. And you can see kind of at the top in the middle, there's a picture. The butler came and knocked on our door about 15 minutes after we were in a room and brought a dessert thing. And it looks like an ice cream bar covered with all sorts of chocolates and stuff. But it wasn't. It was like a cake on a stick. It was delicious, though. Nona loved it. And then he bought us a box of chocolates, very delicious chocolates. It was so nice. The room was incredible. We've got video of it. It'll come out on Away Again Travels very soon. On the right, you can see us standing in the Waldorf Astoria is built in the old post office. It was the Trump International Hotel. He renovated it from 2016 to 2022. It was the Trump International. And then in 2022, It was sold to Hilton and became the Waldorf Astoria, Washington, D.C. It is a magnificent old building. They said that the outside stone construction is 5 feet thick. When we were reading about it, it was amazing. But it's got a super tall bell tower. You can go up for free into that bell tower, and you got amazing views of all of Washington, D.C. So there we are with the Washington Monument behind us in the background. So it was a really, really fun time. Now coming home, wow, our travel day was awful because yesterday we had a kind of a special day at church, and I had some responsibilities. I had to be there as a once a year type of day, and I had to be back. So I had booked us a flight because I'm careful about this. When I need to be back for something, I book a flight and make sure there are more flights later in the day in case something happens. So we get on our flight about 1 o'clock or so, somewhere in there. We get ready to fly through LaGuardia back home. We sit on the tarmac an hour and a half or 2 hours. Nona, strangely on that one, got to sit in front first class, and I was behind her about 5 rows in Comfort Plus because I got an upgrade. There was only one spot. I was first on the upgrade list. She was second as my companion. So I gave it to her so that, just to give it to her. So she thought that was fun. And she turned around, took a photo of me sitting back in economy and put that on the Discord. We had a laugh about that. But we didn't know we were going to, for a flight that was supposed to be like 45 minutes, we didn't know we were going to sit on the tarmac for an hour and a half to 2 hours. And then they take us back to the gate and deplane. Now it's looking like Flighty's telling me everything in LaGuardia is shut down for hours. I got to get back. So I hastily book a flight on Delta with my miles just for me because there's not one I can get for Nona, and it's super expensive anyway, but I got to get back. So I was just going to leave her there, get her a hotel night with a free night cert, Hilton or IHG or something, and then have her fly back the next day. American would re-ticket her for that, and then go back and pick her up. But then I thought, well, I'll go and I'll call the status line. Called the status line, got the best agent, and Nona went to the bathroom. By the time she came back, I said, let's go, baby. We're on this flight right over there. And the lady on the phone said, I got you rerouted through Chicago. And this is a flight I couldn't even find on the app. So we go and we board right then to another flight to Chicago, going to get us home about 9 o'clock. So that would be fine. But then we get to Chicago, and then it's all messed up again because all of American's flights have been delayed because their flights off the East Coast have been grounded for so long. So I get on my United app, and I see that there is a direct flight at 9 o'clock back to Memphis. There's 2 open seats, and it's only 13,000 points apiece. So I had already canceled the Delta flight, so I got my points back from that. Canceled the last leg of our American, booked it. The irony of this, I book our United flight sitting in the Admirals Club in Chicago, and then we finally get on that United flight, finally get home. So it was a great trip. We had the best time. We went to the International Spy Museum. That was a lot of fun. We went through the visitor center at the White House. That was a lot of fun. We rode some Lime scooters all over and saw everything. That was fun. We ate some great meals, particularly at Fago de Chao. I mean, we ate so much meat. We got the meat sweats. It was just awesome. So it was fun. All right. Let me go back to some comments. We got 50 in here. That's great. Please hit the like button if you haven't done so. A tier, so true, Nuracan. Talking about the Alaska lounges. Nuracan, I tried to give them a tip, and they said, nope, we don't accept tips. Blew my mind. Yeah, pretty awesome. You mean like at the bar you tried to give them a tip, and they didn't take it? Wow, that's unique. A tier, how did you stay at the Ritz? Well, we used a free night cert, $85K free night cert with the Ritz-Carlton credit card. A tier, I had homemade Madeleines in Honolulu delivered to my room, which was awesome. So nice to have those treats to make you feel special. Yep. Pretty awesome. Were you at let's see, where were you? In Honolulu? Were you at the Waldorf, at the Ritz? Where did you get those from? A tier. That's awesome, Nurakan. The Alaska people are amazing. Yeah, I'm excited to try it now. You guys got me chomping at the bit for an Alaska lounge. Chad says, wait, I was held up. I told him about our upcoming live, Chad. Chad says, in LaGuardia this past Friday and Saturday as well, LOL. Yeah, it was bad. We managed to circumvent it, but it was going to be bad. A tier, Nurakan, less than amazing experience for my friend and I. They gave us a ton of points to recoup. Alaska is amazing in customer service realm. All right. Let's see. Source King. In Chicago, the possibilities are endless. Yeah. Both the possibilities for, being delayed or canceled, but also you can book a lot of flights out of there. There's a lot of flight possibilities also. A tier, I was at the Ritz Honolulu, delivered. And A tier, I was at the Ritz Honolulu. Okay. So let me say, comparing the two, this was our first Ritz-Carlton we've ever been to. So I'm not going to judge all Ritz-Carltons by it. It was fine, but you got to understand, I'm gold status because I don't get platinum with. But I understand that Ritz's aren't really big on the status perks anyway. The service was really good. I mean, the room was beautiful. Our upgrade, we did get a slight upgrade to a better, quote, better room. It was okay. I mean, it was nice. The mattress was outstanding. The bathroom was so beautiful. So it was a really nice high-end hotel. But wow, it does not compare to the Waldorf in DC. That thing is magnificent. And I'm a diamond status with Hilton, and it showed. I mean, the level of service there was just another level. So that's those two. All right, now moving on to today's main event. Centerpiece. How valuable are my statuses? So I'm going to go through all my different statuses. I might have missed one or two level ones here or there. And I don't have a lot of high level, but I wanted to just kind of go through just to talk about status and where they have value, maybe where they don't. So that's kind of what I was going to explore a little bit in today's main event. And again, my dumb PowerPoint, I've got to figure this all out, but it made this on my PowerPoint slides. Originally, the print was very large, but when I realized in here it was just about showtime, so I couldn't fix it. So you might have to squint a little bit for these. But the first one is a rental car status, Avis President Circle. You get that through the AA executive card. So that's one of the newer benefits on it that's coming, but I've already had president status through other things, so I'm familiar with it. Potential benefits are car upgrades and skip the line. I do find value in it, but the reality of it is seldom do I receive real upgrades. When I used to use Hertz, because I also have Hertz president status, I liked Hertz a lot better because I just got to choose whatever car I wanted. Avis doesn't really do it that way. I mean, you go to the counter, they do have some cars. They say, would you like this or this or this, whatever. But I liked it better for Hertz. But when Hertz started arresting people who had returned their cars, I was kind of done with that. And I haven't rented a Hertz car since. So maybe Hertz is still okay. Maybe they've corrected that and I should go back to them. But y'all let me know. I found the price to be comparable, maybe Avis a little bit cheaper. So I'm not sure. All right, A tier. What are the best lounges in ORD? I'm about to be there for 4 hours. Well, in ORD, and Source King can probably tell you better, but in ORD, if you don't have access to an airline lounge like United or American, those are the most prevalent there. It's hard to find a good lounge because you got to go over to the international terminal, and they're not very good in my experience. So I don't know what you have access to, A tier, but the big Admirals Club lounge that's kind of in between the terminals there, that one I found to be okay. I mean, pretty decent. Coder, how upscale was it? You're talking about the Ritz or are you talking about the Waldorf? The Waldorf, let me put it this way. Nona said, and we've stayed with FHR stays. We've stayed at the Waldorf in Rome. We've stayed at a multitude of Conrads, including what everybody loves, which is the Fort Lauderdale Conrad, which prior to this, Nona would have said is her favorite hotel ever. She says the Waldorf is the best hotel she's ever stayed in. She loved it. I loved it. It was so upscale. The Ritz was upscale too, but I don't know. The Ritz kind of felt like they wanted to nickel and dime us for everything. So we asked, well, what about the pool? We might go to the pool. And they said, oh, you can go down there. It was $15 to go to the pool. And we were staying at the Ritz because the pool is in an Equinox gym connected to it. And you got to pay the Equinox gym a $15 fee to use their pool. And it was just a lap pool. But it was stuff like that. They tried to charge Nona for Wi-Fi, even though we're Marriott members. We finally got that worked out. But it just felt, I don't know, like they were trying to nickel and dime us. And we didn't have that experience at the other. So nice hotel, but no comparison to the Waldorf there. Nuracan, so RM, how you feel about AA with the new rules for upgrades for elite status holders? Now you need to book premium economy to get upgraded to business class. Are you talking about on international? Premium economy to get upgraded to business class. Are you talking about if you use like one of your certificates that you get after you hit certain status thresholds? I'm a little confused because mostly when I read upgrades, it's for domestic, but you use premium economy in there. So give me a little more clarification. I may not even know what you're meaning. A tier. Oh, that's good to know about the Waldorf in DC. Yeah, it is awesome. It's a good use of a free night cert. I think that night was going to be $900, and we used a free night certificate for it. It was great. Calder's, how many Aspire cards do you and Nona have? We just have one, but on our chart that we have for different cards we're going to get in the future, already planning on getting a second for her and maybe a third down the road. Just Gaming, don't go back to Hertz. Their AI scans are scams. Yeah, that's what I've heard too, that when you return cars, they find little things. Yeah, I don't want to mess with that. Maldonado, built gold status, I value a lot. Also, Hertz Gold and President is great, especially for major airport rentals. Okay. Yeah, I didn't include built because it's not really for a product. It's for their actual reward system. So I didn't include that, but I do love those transfer bonuses for sure. Sleepy Rod, Hertz is okay. Not every place has the AI inspection. Seems like every car rental place is moving away from one-way rentals, but Hertz still does it. Okay, that's good. A tier, RM, I booked my Ritz through FHR, and that was, I think, what made the difference versus free night cert. So you're saying you got better treatment than you would have with your free night certificate through FHR. Taciturn says, just gaming. I just buzzed through the scanner at about 15 miles per hour. Photos are always fuzzy. Okay. So you're talking about for the car rental return. PMart Supermart, I was just checking with ChatGPT. It was telling me that my National Emerald status with the Surpass card is the best. Yeah, National, I've rented from National before. They're good. I probably have some status with them too. With the rental cars, if you got cards, you got status. So Calderas, I think Sledge said at some point a Ritz tried to charge for a microwave. Yeah. I mean, they nickel and dime you. I mean, we felt that. And we were just there for one night and we felt it. A tier, totally going to put the Waldorf DC on my list. Got to follow Nona, LOL. Yeah, and be watching Away Again Travels because in the very near future, she'll have a video up of a full review. We took a lot of video of it. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, Source King. You need airline lounge access at ORD. No Amex, Cap One, Sapphire lounges, and the Priority Pass lounges are abysmal. That's my estimation as well. A tier, Taciturn. That was hysterical. Just gun it. Yep, it's a strategy for sure. All right, so let's go to the next one. IHG Platinum status. Potential value is, of course, that you can get room upgrades and additional points. The reality of this one for us is that we do not stay in IHGs very often at all. We do have a stay in Hong Kong coming up just for one night at the Intercontinental, I think they call it. So we'll see how that platinum status helps us at that Intercontinental. But so far, haven't really found much use for it. Still no comments, new ones, so I'll move on. We got 60 folks in here watching. Please hit the thumbs up if you will. Hyatt Discoverist. Potential is the same. Room upgrades, additional points. We have gotten a room upgrade to supposedly a better room at a Hyatt with this, but it wasn't an impressive room. So I don't know how much value this has really for us. It just doesn't seem all that big of a deal to have the status. I mean, I suppose they're going to be more open to early check-in, late checkout, stuff like that, but it doesn't have a lot of wow factor as far as getting there and the way you're treated. Like, wow, I'm a status member and they treated me so well. So this low level status on these hotel cards just hasn't really meant all that much to us. All right, next is Marriott Gold. We get this through the Amex Platinum card. And Marriott Gold status, well, it gives you room upgrades and additional points just like the others. And this one, I mean, like I said, at the Ritz, we really didn't get much of anything because of it. And when we stay at lower level properties, it doesn't seem like you get anything but water bottles. And so I just don't count Marriott Gold status. Now I don't have Hilton. I have a Hilton Diamond, but Hilton Gold status, that seems a little better. But as far as Marriott Gold, not all that valuable. All right, let me go back to a couple of comments that have come in. Nurican says, it's for domestic AA flights, 3 class cabins on certain routes for now. Oh, you're talking about the kind of transcontinental routes from New York to LA and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, I hadn't really paid attention to it because I don't ever do those. So, as far as that goes, that not very good. But the truth is, you probably weren't going to get the upgrade anyway, unless you were in premium economy before. So, is it a big deal? It isn't to me, but for somebody who's living in New York and having to go to LA all the time or something, it might be a big deal to them. Derek says American is now blocking main cabin to business upgrades on some transcontinental and mainland to Hawaii flights. Affects about 10 routes total that are domestic with a true premium economy. Not bad, he says. Okay. Yeah, that'd be my estimation too. A-tier, Rewards Master, you've got to try Kimpton's with the password. Nona will love that. Also, to really benefit with the lounges at IHG, you need 40 nights to hit the lounge access selection. Yeah, we're not going to do 40 nights at IHG. But the Kimpton thing, we could try that out. She probably would like that, to get that special gift for the secret password. Jay Kelsey, my Hilton Gold status got me 3 Red Bulls as my food and beverage credit this weekend. 3 Red Bulls. Okay. We usually use it for breakfast or something, but yeah. Source King, I'll be taking the leading hotels of the world Sterling status you get with Amex Platinum for a test run one night in September. Yeah, I guess we have that one too, or we could, because we do have the Platinum. It just wasn't on my radar, but let me know how that goes, Source King. All right, let's go to the next one. Now we're getting into Omni Champions. That one's coming up. And of course, I'm going to register for it. Potential value is room upgrades. They don't really have a breakfast benefit that I can tell. So this is just untested. So I don't have any idea how valuable it's going to be. Then we go to Hilton Diamond. Hilton Diamond's potential value is, of course, room upgrades, including suites, additional points, free breakfast. And I put under the reality, we get consistent upgrades, including suites. we get amazing breakfast, and we get top tier service, particularly outside of the United States. I mean, top tier service. Now, we'll be testing that out in a few months on our big trip to Asia, but wow, I love Hilton Diamond service outside of the US. And in the States, it's still as good as those other things I've got. And so, we were treated pretty well at the Waldorf here in the United States, but overseas, you stay in a Conrad, you stay in a Waldorf, it's just like the red carpet's rolled out if you're a Diamond member. Because, when we stayed in the Conrad Abu Dhabi last year, I asked them, I said, how many Diamond members are staying? And she said, I think she said 6 or something like that. Only like 6 in the whole hotel. And I mentioned that at the desk at the Waldorf. And we were I was talking with the person. They were so friendly, so nice. And she said, oh, yeah, we have a lot more than that stay here. We have a lot of Diamond members. See, outside of the U.S., it's much more rare and just much more special. A tier. I'm excited to hear your experience, Source King. I am too. A tier. I'm excited to hear your experience, Source King. Hybrid. I have $30 for this week's stay because the nice person at the front desk added an additional guest. That's pretty awesome. There's Hilton for you. All right, going back to this, we got about 10 minutes left in the live. So Delta Silver status. This is obtained primarily through my Delta Platinum card. I've had the reserve card in the past, downgraded to a gold, got an upgrade offer to a platinum. And, I get that 2,500 point boost. So it's pretty easy. I fly enough Delta flights. It's pretty easy for me to hit silver status. So that's the lowest level Delta status. Potential benefits are upgrades, moves to main cabin extra. I put it that way on purpose, of course. Additional points, early boarding, free bags. I have been fairly impressed with silver status with Delta in that I get consistent Comfort Plus moves. As you know, I won't call those an upgrade, but I get consistently moved to Comfort Plus, which I appreciate. And so I find this somewhat valuable. I appreciate that because regardless of what some people think I'm saying about Comfort Plus, when I say it's not an upgrade, that doesn't mean I don't like it. And that doesn't mean I don't think it's a better product than sitting in just a main cabin seat. I do. I like that. And I always want that. And so this status of silver is fairly consistent, not every single time, which is why I don't think it's an upgrade, because I do get it every single time when I book with American, because I get main cabin extra with them automatically at booking. But even when I had gold status and even platinum status with Delta, I didn't get it automatically. I might get it the next day or 7 days before the flight or 3 days before the flight, but it wasn't automatic. So I don't like that about how Delta's system is. I think it's gimmicky and they're just trying to, it's a marketing deal that their competitors don't use. But there's no doubt Comfort Plus is better. It's better than just sitting in the back. And with silver, consistently, not every time, but much of the time, I get it. Sleepy Rod, how valuable is the Delta Silver status? Well, I hope I explained that because it is fairly, to me, I find it's enough that if I'm close at the end of the year, I'm going to make a little effort to keep it. So that's kind of how I'd answer that. Okay, next is Atmos Silver status. Just about to hit it. So I can't, it's untested, but I'm optimistic. So what I'm most excited about this is, since I never fly in Alaska, but I do fly award flights through Atmos on American. And I'm excited to get my main cabin extra seats when I'm booking and earning more status with Atmos when I'm booking through Atmos. So I'm optimistic about it. That's the best I can say because I'm just about to hit it for the first time. All right, Maldonado, Aeroplan 25K has nice benefits on flights originating with Air Canada. They fly to good amount of places in the US. I get early boarding just behind first class and also a max of 9 free check bags. All right, Aeroplan. Not one I have or ever have had, but interesting to know. And, who knows, I might get access to that somehow in the future, maybe through one of their cards. Okay, last one. AA Platinum status. Now, I've had Platinum Pro and I've had Executive Platinum in the past. I dropped down to Platinum because I didn't find the others to be worth the juice, to be worth the squeeze, so to speak. So to me, Platinum is the sweet spot because I still get some upgrades to first class, but I always get to book right into main cabin extra. So benefits, potential upgrades, additional points, early boarding, free bags, all of that. Excuse me. Reality is consistent main cabin extra. I mean, every single time. So never a doubt on that. Occasional upgrades. Like I said, we got 3 out of 8 this weekend. Not too bad. And exceptional customer service. Now, this is the part that often gets overlooked. When you have some level of status, your customer service experience goes way up because you get different agents. And you often get a different phone line that you don't. I mean, I use Americans all the time. Anything I need, I just call them. And usually they're very, very helpful. And they can do things that I didn't even know they could do sometimes. All right, let me get some last comments wrapped up. The Delta preferred seat selection with silver is a great value. Some exit row seats have way more legroom than Comfort Plus. Really? Tell me the seat that do you prefer the first exit row seat or the one right behind it? To me, the first one sometimes doesn't recline, so the second one's better. So I'm going to remember that. A tier Marriott Titanium gets you silver with United, and it's totally worth it. All right. Yeah, I would never be able to stay enough Marriotts to get that, but I have thought before that's pretty awesome. Nuracan, I hit silver ruby one world status with the Summit. I have no experience with this because I never had any status with any airline. Well, here you go. You'll be able to try it out. Jet says Washington, D.C. has lots of options for free night certs, potential credits, and points for good value. We took full advantage of most of my hotel credits in one trip. Yeah, there's a lot of great opportunities there. Probably third behind, at least what I've seen, third behind Orlando, which has lots of opportunities. And of course, Vegas that has so many opportunities. And James Tyler says, can you get the international terminal in Chicago without an international ticket? They wouldn't let me on the bus over. Hope does Chicago not have a domestic bank lounge? It does not. It doesn't have a Sapphire. It doesn't have a Capital One. It doesn't have an Amex. Hybrid, I'm considering Airline for next year, and it looks like I'm going to be flying instead of driving next year. My company tries to push us to do Delta or American. I'm sure I'll hit status for the first time. I hope you do. You'll see that it's a different world. And Calder's, the rear exit door window seats on Delta narrow bodies are generally very good. All right, I'm going to check that out next time I book one. Hybrid, what do you recommend that I seek? Well, I mean, in my experience, if you want first class upgrades, I think American gives me more than when I was with Delta with the same status. And I also like that with status, I can book right into the better seats. And, those seats give you better snacks and they give you free drinks and all of that too on the main cabin extra. So if I had to choose only one, if I was only going to be able to have platinum with American or say gold with Delta, I'd choose the platinum with American every time. Coder, I got 20K point payday from the Capital One offers today. Ride or die Capital One fan. Yeah. I mean, they're Those offers are amazing. And Chad, I've had silver with United for a few years by way of Marriott Titanium, and it has not been worth it. Only one upgrade in 2.5 years. Yeah. That's why I stopped flying United. They were my main one. I was platinum status with them for years. And I mean, I flew them for like 15 years for work. And I mean, I had status every year. And my upgrades were just few and far between. And it was harder to reach the status. Blanca's 808. I have silver status with Alaska, and it's okay. I get to boarding group B, and that's helpful, but I haven't been upgraded. My friend also has silver status, and she's gotten upgraded to first class twice. Okay, it's just rolling the dice. And Blanca says, I'll be hitting gold status a couple weeks. Good. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. I do have another meeting to get to, but I want to thank everybody for being here. We didn't really have any gifts or memberships gifted or anything like that tonight, so that's all right. But we did make it up to about 65 people in the live. So thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you to all my channel members. I'll be doing something with Travis later this week, I think on his channel. And then Chad and I will be doing something very, very soon, I think later this week. And so be tuning in for that. I know we'll have a great discussion there. Thank you, every one of you. Hope to see you here next time.